world title eliminator tournament. Moxley is in the first round versus Dark Order's 10, and clear favorite if you're going to call it Division 1, Division 2, like the clear favorites. Well, first and foremost, before we saw the bracket released, I was predicting Hobbs or Adam Cole just for storyline picking because of I'm thinking heels. Heels going against Adam Cole because Adam
Adam
Page.
Page, the Hangman.
So it would be a
right.
battle of the Adams, or
Yep.
it would be Powerhouse Hobbs in the finals, which would be a nice little nod to the cap of that. But you're looking at this, and the clear favorites to me, Moxley and Bryan Danielson, if they're in the finals for this at Full Gear, the match is going to be great, which they've met before. But I almost hope it's not them, but those two guys taking a loss really would be hard to me to see. They seem more of the protected men in AEW at this moment, especially Moxley, other than when he lost to Lance Archer in that New Japan or IWGP championship match down in Texas, but that was a brutal match as well. But do you see Moxley coming out on top in this tournament, or how do you see it playing out, and who do you want deep down inside? It's playing spoiler essentially.
Yeah, man. You look at these brackets, and I think that there's a lot of like, oh well, there's some obvious, it's obvious who's going to win and stuff like that. But the more I see this on the screen, the more I think like there are some really interesting just pairings.
Right.
I'm intrigued to see where this can go. But looking at things and just telling you how I feel, I like this side of Jon Moxley. I know that he it was a quick squash match, and so it's hard to get invested in the match itself with Yuta, but I'm really digging what Moxley's been doing lately. And it's not necessarily for the in-ring work. It's for that edge that he's presenting to his character. And I think that he's kind of got this no-nonsense vibe to him that is a nice juxtaposition against some of the antics of the elite and some of this, like the over-the-top sense of humor and joking around that goes around with the all that stuff with the Dark Order and the elite and all that. Moxley kind of just being that like renegade badass. I really dig it. And I'll be honest with you. I think that you could present Moxley against Adam Page and have Moxley be kind of the heel of that match. And I know that feels weird for a guy who's been so beloved in AEW, but I think that you could go that way. I think that Moxley kind of just being a pissed off son of a bitch coming for Hangman, and think about how hard hitting that match would be. I know SPD, you love your chops and kicks, but this one would be full of just uppercuts and forearm smashes to the face and lariats. I mean, the lariats between Moxley and Hangman would be brutal. Right. So I like that, but you can't go wrong. I mean, we all love Powerhouse Hobbs. We think that guy's got a lot to offer. This first round matchup on that left side of the tournament, when you get Moxley and 10 going head to head, and then Hobbs and OC going head to head, interesting there. A lot of power outside of the OC side. I know that Orange Crush can take a lot of people down. I want to hear your side of it. I mean, this was from a world title tournament. I'm going to go with the obvious. I think the chalk right now, Moxley versus Danielson in the finals. This is where you have Kenny and the Elite cost Danielson, have him lose that match, and then you have Kenny going toe-to-toe with Danielson down the road and allowing Moxley to be that first title contender. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the best way to protect Bryan is to have some kind of shenanigans where the Elite or Kenny do interfere, so they prohibit him from facing him down the line somewhere. Like if it was in the finals and they do some shenanigans where Mox takes the victory or someone takes the victory over Bryan in the finals earlier in the show, that way Kenny's laughing, ha ha ha, Bryan, he'll never have his match against me with a title, and then he ends up losing the title later on. And then they can have that match again, that rematch, and then have Bryan Danielson beat him ultimately one-on-one with no time limit restrictions.
I like it.
But we saw the first person that Hangman saw in the ring when his return in that Casino Battle Royal was Moxley, and they were throwing punches, and the crowd was split. I mean, the crowd
Good
was
pick.
obviously over
Good
for
call by
Hangman,
you.
so it would be, you know, a marquee match for sure. But it would be nice to see someone for if it's Hangman's first opponent, Moxley, that is incredible. That would be an incredible first title defense.
Yeah, dude,
And
absolutely.
not many champions have faced ex-champions with their first title defense. So
Yep.
that would instantly establish him as a you know, a credible, not that he needs it, you know, the first notch on his belt.
You beat Kenny Omega for the belt, and then you beat Moxley as in a title defense. There's no question that AEW is going all in with Adam Hangman Page then, right? I mean, like we know that the world title, they like to have like long title reigns. You start off your title reign with knocking those two guys off the top of the mountain. Who's going to challenge you? I mean, I like that. And you know, Hangman touched on it on his promo. You know, he talked a little bit about some of the shortcomings he's had. Imagine if he gets a shot against Pac, and is a title contender. I mean, there's a lot of guys that Hangman goes against, and the AEW roster is loaded with great heels at the top of the card. So I think that the world title tournament's going to be really interesting. I can't wait to see this one play out. You and I have